Jasper Mortimer is covering this story for us from Ankara. He joins me now from there. Jasper, will Turkey drop its opposition to Sweden joining NATO?
Ultimately, I think it will, but it's going to take some time more. On Thursday, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu indicated Turkey would make up its mind after two meetings with the Swedes and the Finns. Today's meeting with the Swedish Prime Minister and a meeting with Finland and Sweden in the near future. So I don't think the decision will come today. Çavuşoğlu also indicated that Turkey didn't have much of a problem with Finland. The problem is with Sweden. Çavuşoğlu said Sweden hasn't done enough in cracking down on terrorism. And in today's meeting, I think President Recep Tayyip Erdogan will get a very good idea of how much further he can push the Swedish government to deliver on Turkey's demands. You know, on Thursday, when NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg was here, he said Sweden and Finland had taken big steps towards addressing Turkey's demands. They had both dropped their bans on the sale of arms to Turkey. They had established a joint mechanism on terrorism with Turkey. He pointed out that Sweden is passing new legislation on terrorism. Stoltenberg said it is now time to welcome Finland and Sweden into NATO. And without saying it, I think he was actually saying NATO is running out of patience with Turkey. Turkey cannot expect more. In today's meeting, I think President Erdogan will explore whether he has reached the limit of his demands on Sweden or not.
Jasper, there have been some disputes between Turkey and Sweden over extradition. What's the latest on that?
Well, the Justice Minister here has said that Turkey wants Sweden to extradite 33 people. He didn't give names, but the Turkish ambassador to Stockholm told the Swedish press that one of the wanted persons was Amina Kakabaveh, a member of parliament. Now, she is an interesting story. Born in Iran, at the age of 13, she joined a Kurdish guerrilla group fighting against the Iranian government. A few years later, she put down her gun, fled to Sweden, where she arrived at the age of 19. In Stockholm, she worked as a domestic servant by day and studied by night, eventually taking a degree. She became a Swedish citizen, and in 2008 she was elected to Parliament, where she has become a voice for the immigrant community in Sweden. Now, the Turkish ambassador says she has terrorist connections, but the Swedes see her as a law-abiding citizen, and they are not going to extradite her. You know, it was the previous Prime Minister, Magdalena Andersson, who applied for Sweden to join NATO. And afterwards, when the press said to her, you know, are you going to deport the Kurds to appease Turkey? She said no. She said no Kurds with Swedish citizenship would be extradited. Now we have a new government. The current Prime Minister took office last month. But I think Kristersson is going to follow the same policy simply because it accords with Swedish law.
Jasper, thanks for that. France 24's Jasper Mortimer reporting from Ankara.